the highest holy day of the liturgical year, reminds us there's something really powerful about this great feast, this great solemnity, and that is that Christ overcome the power of sin and death. Who would have ever thought this could happen? And so not only in the octave of Easter, but during the whole season of Easter, the Church reminds us of what an amazing, powerful gift this is by turning things around. So for example, as you notice, the first readings throughout all the daily Masses in Easter are all from the New Testament. There's no Hebrew scriptures to remind us of something brand new. Something else that's brand new is this gospel. John, as you know, was the last evangelist to have his gospel in the canon, so it's what we call the more theologically developed, as well as some call it the more mystical. Notice who he has as the first witness of the resurrection. Is that he has Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene, who is often referred to as one of the apostles, one of the followers of Christ in a very intimate way. John is saying something profound here, that indeed all things changed. Because at that day and time, legally, a woman's word in witnessing anything wasn't worth anything. It had to be a man's word. But John is saying something has changed very, very deeply and importantly. I'd like to share with you three things that are especially changed by this wonderful gift of resurrection. The first is the proclamation that the power, the energy, the force of love is greater than anything. It's a great and profound statement in what God is doing to this God-man, Jesus. Reminded of a powerful story from Hanover, Germany, about a woman who did not believe in the resurrection of the dead. And so she had it in her will that when she died, she was to be buried in the ground, and on top of her casket, above the ground, was to be a combination of concrete and marble slabs that were joined together by heavy steel clamps. It was her way of saying, there's no way I'd be taken up. In God's great sense of humor, somehow or another, a single seed got underneath all of this and began to grow. And the roots of this eventual tree just literally, slowly broke the steel clasps and the granite slabs along with the concrete. Indeed, the force of love has no possibility of being contained. It literally opens us up. So what we would say theologically is even God's love is able to break through the tombs of our own fear, our own darkness and hardness of heart. Secondly, the resurrection, Easter, is all about a deep affirmation of the words, the life, the example, the witness, and yes, the death of Christ. That it's God's great exclamation point. Yes, this is true. And God raises his Son as a way of saying, this is what you have to look forward to. The third and final lesson is Easter is all about hope. Hope and joy. It reminds us that not only does this happen to Jesus, this is what happens to us when we die. Pay attention to the words of the next funeral service you go to in the Eucharistic preface, where it speaks about, for those who believe, life is not ended, it is changed. And so Easter is about this change. I lead with this final story about a doctor who one of his patients was an atheist. And he just finished the exam, and so the man was putting his shirt back on. He says, doctor, could you help me with this? He said, you're a man of science. How in the world can you say you're a believer? He says, for my part, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in anything unless it can be scientifically proven. Just at that moment, it just so happened that the doctor's dog was in his private office, and the dog began to whine at the door. He said, well, let me give it to you this way. He says, you hear the noise of that dog? He says, that's my dog. My dog has never been in this particular room. He has no idea what's in this room. But he knows I'm here, and he wants to be here. You're right. I don't know what's on either side of death. But I know the Lord's there, and I want to be with the Lord. That's my hope. And so, my friends, we do come with that hope. We come with that sense of being loved, a love that breaks through even the clasp of death. And finally, we recognize that God's great affirmation of who Jesus is also an affirmation of who we are. That God is always with us and for us, leading us unto eternal life.